think that I spy Dr. Laura Christine, and it looks like you're on location, my friend. What's happening?
Hey, Queenie, I'm just on the site for a kitchen garden installation. And I heard that we have a special guest today on Doc and Queenie Guest Live.
We do indeed. I am so excited, and I think you can do her fantastic introduction. Take it away, Doc.
Raquel Rix, how are ya?
I am fabulous. Good morning. Thank you both for having me here. It's such an honor. I love
Absolutely. It's wonderful to have springtime happening. As you can tell, Doc loves springtime so much. And it's so awesome to have you with us today because we have met you a few times over the years, certainly networking. And now we get to have you as our guest today. And we are so excited. What would you like to share as far as what makes Raquel Rix tick?
What makes me tick? So many things. I love family. I love friends. I love hospitality. I'm a follower of Christ. I love to help people through the many years of restaurant managing and wedding coordinating. I have been able to work with families, help them make dreams come true. Just a couple of years ago, I got married myself. So, I know, I'm so fortunate. And I've always wanted children, and now I have 3 beautiful boys. So that is a blessing in itself.
That is
to be a
awesome.
co-mom.
I also heard that you like to fish.
I love to fish. If I get any free time, I go fishing. My dad lives out in Lenexa at Lakeview Village. So they have you walk out my dad's house and you can fish right there.
Oh, that's awesome. You don't have to drive too far and get too dusty, huh?
Now you still hear some noise. Every year I try to take an actual, camping canoe, just get away, no phones, check out with my husband. And, it doesn't matter if you catch one or you don't catch one. It just feels good to get out there, get your hands dirty. And, I love it.
Oh, yeah. I totally get that. I'm sorry, Queenie.
No, it's okay. It sounds like you and Doc have so much in common. One of my friends from a million years ago used to go fishing all the time. And I always said, I think fishing sounds cool, but how do you know when you're finished? And he always said, oh my gosh, if that's your question, then you have no idea what the point of fishing actually is.
You usually, wouldn't you say, Raquel, usually when you can't see anything, but if you are like me, I have a hat that has lights in it, or I get out the little spotlight. How about you?
I've done both day fishing, night fishing. I don't ever leave, even if I haven't caught one. It's not about how many I catch. It's about when I get to that point where I'm finally, okay, I've taken in enough, and now I can go back to work, or I can go back to being with the family. I always feel like it's better when you get out there and fish, or play in the dirt, do whatever you're doing, to not put a time limit. Yes. Because there's an expectation. Same with telling yourself, I have to catch, unless you're trying to feed your family, I have to catch 10 today or it's not successful. My word of the week, which is kind of broken. I've been talking to a girlfriend about the word broken. And if something's broken, it's not bad. You can still fix it. I broke my toe and I can still fix it. You break something, you can still fix it.
Well, and it sounds like you use nature as a recharge. It's self-care, it's a recharge, it's a disconnect. Because I know you're pretty busy with your insurance company and helping people, and then your kids and everything you do. That's how I can relate to the fishing piece, because that's what I use my fishing for, is just to get out in nature, in the quiet, and not have to worry about anything.
Absolutely. So, do you like the ones that are fighters, or the ones that are easier to get out?
I like a good old bass or walleye. I've caught walleye before. Or the cats just dive, and they're just almost, sometimes the bigger they are, it's like pulling in a rock. But yeah, my girlfriend and I would catch a lot of bass. So it's almost like, it's funny, like you pull something in, you're like, oh, I didn't know there was a fish on there, you know?
Yeah.
So, but like you, I don't need to catch anything. It's just the experience of being out in the great outdoors.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So tell us
Having
about
no expectation, I think,
right.
it is awesome. It just helps you be yourself. And the
Right.
new career I have with New York Life, I feel like that is a lot of, there's no expectation. There's an abundance of training. There's so much resource available. I have learned I've learned so much. I've shared with families and it just feels good. It
Good.
it's like being their concierge of life insurance and financial planning, a place where I always thought I would be helping families forever, you know, setting up this event or that event. And it's just, through the pandemic, you were talking about the other day, like, do you stay, do you sit there, or do you grow? And I prayed and prayed and I grew. And I found it's such a parallel, planning a wedding and planning someone's financial future, meeting with the family, falling in love with them, figuring out what their goals are and making it happen. As it's a crazy reward. Like, yeah.
It gives you amazing peace of mind, and it sounds like it parallels perfectly with both of you loving the fishing piece so much. And it really does. If you know that you have helped someone, there is no finer feeling in the entire world. And Raquel, and certainly you, Doc, you are great examples of that. And it sounds like, Raquel, you have found a beautiful family atmosphere already with your New York Life company.
I have. The team is wonderful. They're based here in Kansas City.
Uh-huh.
There's an office in Overland Park. I also have an office at my house. The training they offer is incredible. It parallels to, back in the restaurant. There's certain teams that were great, and there's certain that, it's just, here you go. And they don't want that. They want somebody, if I don't have a license in something, somebody else in the team does, and they will make sure if I can't help the friend or family I'm working with, or small businesses. I've always loved small businesses. So now I have a chance to, help them grow. And it's fabulous.
So I have a question. Are you from Kansas City or are you a transplant? I'm a transplant. I know Queenie is from Kansas City, but are you?
I grew up in Leawood, Overland Park, Shawnee Mission East, Blue Valley North, whole life. Moved to the Missouri side when I decided to buy a house. I won't say exactly how many years ago, but a while. But no, I was a KU Rock Chalk Jayhawk fan.
Woohoo!
I lived at Miller Marley Dance Studio. My mother was a dance teacher. My little brother became a tap dancer.
Wow.
Kansas is my home base. Kansas will always be, I work both sides of the line with friends and family, and my home away from home would be Iowa on the farm. My family, both mom and dad's side, were Iowa. So, and maybe that's where I always wanted to be, out in the, I don't know, holding the little baby pigs and going to ride the tractor. It's a different sense. It gets you away from the hustle and bustle, and there's all work is hard, but there's different levels and struggles, and everyone has theirs. It's just neat to find ways to help others and help yourself, de-stress or find ways to help people to bring joy to your own self. So.
Well, and I think you're a perfect example of, I'm an outsider originally. I'm from Chicago, and when we moved here, we love Kansas City because of the people. They're so giving and they're so helpful. And I think you're a perfect example of that. Like, you're trying to help one family at a time, and whatever you're doing, I think that's fantastic.
Thank you. So do I. Raquel, when you were talking about helping families, how do you find them, or how do they find you? How does that actually work?
Well, the easiest, if anyone out there wants to reach me, it's Raquel Rix, Rix, and you can call me 816-550-0017. You can email me, RARIX at ft.newyorklife.com. You can follow me on Facebook, Raquel Ingebritson Rix at New York Life. Ingebritson, Norwegian, Lutheran.
I was going to say
Long
that
last
sounds a little
name.
Norwegian. Yeah.
Now I have a short little 3-letter RIX. So much easier. Referrals, even if I don't help someone, they've got everything set. Reaching out to, if you have, a friend at church, if you know a new small business, there's so much opportunity for small business to protect their family and business all in one. I want to get out there and be a resource. We do free seminars, free podcasts, newsletters that just educate. So
I wanted to know, in this pandemic, you've mentioned that a couple times. Do you meet with your clients in person, or do you meet social distancing, or do you meet in your office, or can you do a Zoom with a client? How does that actually work?
good question. So when the pandemic hit, they switched gears, turned everything to Zoom. So we have everything available. I can Zoom with you. I'm licensed now in Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, Missouri.
Wow.
So we don't have to meet in person. I'm still that, Lutherans like to do the big host the parties and, with safe masks and, I want to make sure we're safe, but yes, you can meet in person and have a coffee. We can visit, and I've done this a few times, outside on your porch. There is an office in Overland Park. So if you'd rather meet at the headquarters, we can set an appointment there and have coffee,
You sound fantastically flexible. So that's awesome.
I am. I like to make it easy.
That's
when
for
things
sure.
are easy, people are more comfortable. And these are hard questions. Asking somebody, all their financial information, that what if the other person was not here? Those are, people don't like to talk about death or think about it. But even if I take a few questions and they go away with, how am I going to pay for my nursing home? Who's going to take care of my kids? Do I have a will? All the little what ifs, at least I prompt them to make them start thinking about it and then go from there.
That's fantastic. And one of the things I wanted to ask, I know you have talked a lot as far as helping people, and you have a huge heart. Do you have any nonprofits that you are passionate about that you'd like to share with us right now?
My nonprofit go-to would always be special needs.
Okay.
We're making donations to River School, Helen Davis. It's located in St. Joseph, Missouri.
Uh-huh.
Special and dear to my heart. One of my 3 boys, or our 3 boys, has some special needs, and that's what he's in. So, helping them fund new playgrounds, special devices to make kiddos' lives easier. I've got other friends that have special kids as well, where the Special Olympics, there's also a SOAR group, and they're new to Kansas City on the Overland Park side. They're great too. So.
Yeah.
Sounds fantastic.
That is absolutely awesome. And before we leave you today, and again, Doc, you look like you're having way too much fun today to even be calling it work. But before we leave you today, Raquel, is there anything that you'd like to share with our listeners right now that we haven't discussed yet that they would like, that you'd like them to know about you?
About me personally?
Or what you offer with your company?
Sure. I want to be a resource, and I would just leave you with, think about, how would you protect your family? Have you set up something? Do you have a will? If you're with somebody and one or the other was gone, who would take care of your loved ones? Are you protected? And if any of that makes you wonder, there's some little steps to put in place. Most people have a small policy through work. What happens if you're furloughed? What happens if you quit your job? As you get older and older, and then you have to reset. Now I'm 40 years old looking at a policy. Now I'm 60 years old looking at a policy. Setting up your kids for success, you can start, day one. You can set up a policy for grandkids, niece, nephew. It's the gift that keeps giving. To set up a child policy it's very economical, and it's a gift that they're not going to take to Goodwill next month. So there's a lot of ways that I would love to just talk to families, talk to small businesses, and see if I could be a resource.
Ah, that's so beautiful. We loved having you join us today. And honestly, to have a heart the size of yours as far as helping families, helping people is just excellent. And we love the fact that you're so involved in people with special needs, kids especially, and Special Olympics. And your heart really is the size of Texas. And it sounds like you and Doc are going to be planning a fishing trip just any day now.
Yeah,
absolutely. I picture us with our thermos out fishing. In fact, she is my plant go-to. I've got her and one other girl. You have a funny weed, you have something you're not sure about. Okay, I'm texting Doc. So, yeah.
Anytime.
That is amazing.
Thank you so much. It's been, the two of you are fabulous. The way you connect people are fabulous. It's just, you two bring that happiness to our community. So
that's a beautiful thing to say. And we so appreciate having you on with us today. Doc, so you can get back to your fantastic On Location site. Take us home, my friend.
All right. Well, thank you, Raquel. We appreciate that you were able to share a little piece of who you are and what you do with Doc and Queenie Guest Live. Thank you, Queenie, for manning the controls while I'm outside enjoying the dirt and the sunshine. Don't forget, everybody, we've got Doc and Queenie Bible Trivia Thursday at 7, or next week we've got Doc and Queenie Facebook Live at on Monday. So take care, everyone. Reach out to Raquel. All of her information, of course, will be on this replay. If you have any questions for her, look for her, or if you have questions about her, you can look for us also on Facebook. You know where to find us. So take care, everybody. Have a great day.
Awesome. Thank you, Raquel. Thanks, Doc.
thank you so much.
Bye, Raquel.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.